Well, the bad weather had to hit us at some stage, and the final day started with rain. We changed our plans to a later start and reduced our ride. Our initial ambition was very high, but we settled on a shorter day, which was still a fantastic day's riding. Our final day, and we're leaving Tall Timbers at Smithton. We woke up to rain and strong winds, so we enjoyed a very nice buffet breakfast and took our time, relaxed and sat back and probably ate a little bit more than we should have.
It's not a very nice day, blowing a gale, did all night, a little bit of rain, but the rain radar's got lots of rain, so we're not going to do our normal ride today. We'll head east, just nick out to Penguin for starters. Excellent place, everything about this place was very good for the quality and everything of the rooms. That was okay, like compared to other places where the prices were around the $200 mark. This was far better. Yep, right here on the highway at Smithton. Dark River Pavilion. Brickmakers Beach area with a jetty over there. It's a beauty. Absolutely blowing away. Fantastic. Huge. We're going to brave the north coast winds and do the back road, the Table Cape. It's pretty relaxing. Used to be green as, but still a bit greener than on the east coast. But yeah, just nice countryside with the water on one side. Look at that. Someone's dam. Hug the coastline as much as possible to Penguin. Yep, he's a biggie. Double wheels. I've never seen one before actually like that. The road's good quality. Not real wide, but it's good quality. Wide enough, except for when that tractor comes. Well, we'd normally be here in January, so today's 1st of March.
We've ridden this area a number of times and have to say it's both interesting and relaxing. And you don't usually come across too many cars.
Mustang. An old car. Wow, that place back there, he's a real car lover. He had a car in a garden bed, an old car, like, you know.
We used to stop a bit at Wynyard, lunch or morning tea, and in 2022 this place on the left here on the water was the location for 2 nights accommodation.
So back on the Bass Highway, which you have to be, you can see the Bass Highway is the northmost road following the coastline, the Tasman Sea. Burnie's almost perfect location, and it's a pretty big town, but I guess you don't like it because it's a whole bunch of traffic lights. City centre, waterfront precinct. Got a logging mill right in the virtually on the middle of Burnie. That's where a lot of those trucks. Oh yeah, okay. They ship them. There's all the containers, thousands of logs. got to be careful. There's penguins for the next 2k. I wonder if there really are penguins. There's penguins up at Stanley, so the train gets the peak views. Yes, that's penguin camping. The surf club's got their flags out. Is it called Penguin Surf Club? Yep. Scenic drive across the railway line. And Penguin is looking very busy. Now, we've never been to Penguin this late in the day. We've come here directly off the Spirit. Yeah, well, we're not going to be parking in the front of the Penguin like we normally do. I don't think they let you park in front of the Penguin anymore.
We stop for a coffee at the very good Penguin Country Bakery and then do a few snaps in front of the big Penguin.
So the strong winds and the a little bit of rain on the coast, we're going back to our planned ride, which is to travel south a little and across to Sheffield on the planned route. So we're back on it. We're literally a couple of minutes outside Ulverston and you're already in the genuine country Tasmanian roads. And a genuine country Tasmanian road simply means not many cars on it and twisty and a decent service. So this C125, there's a few of the twisties on it. Doesn't matter where you ride. No matter where you go, you've always got the same sort of roads. We went through Burnie, and on the ocean side there was so much timber stacked up, but when a little bit further on the right side of the road, or the southern side, there was much more timber stacked up. So you see a lot of logging trucks in Tasmania, and I reckon it's got to be their, well, if not their biggest industry, it's one of, for sure. Preston-Castra Rd. All these roads go to the same spot. It's just pick your road, and this particular ride we've chosen this one. You could go down one and back up the other. Reasonably steep. You'd consider this very steep, actually, wouldn't you? Like, it's a steep road. I've got a feeling we've just done that same road before, a couple of years ago. Everyone's there. That special Tassie riding where you're in these country roads. Good quality, good scenery. All here. Cradle Mountain Tourism Link. Very steep descent ahead. When they were building the road, I bet you they loved the idea that you couldn't go straight ahead there. They have to fill it up, so instead they just left it. Well, they probably dug it out, so you had to do the double S. Gotta tell me if you remember this or not. And then we'll come back up and join onto the C132 near Wilmot. Look at that. Good views. turn. Yep. Is it too high now, is it? Yeah, okay. I wouldn't mind having a big high foot brake. I can't reach a foot brake. You remember this now? Yep, yeah. Yep. Yep. How's the water? Crystal clear. Bit of water. Climb back out. Kentish, Tasmania's outdoor art gallery. It's even a steep climb out, isn't it? For these back roads, very back, I think they're very back roads. The surfaces are great. You might see little marks on them, that, but I think that's nothing. Look at this little car. It's just a regroup. There's the lookout. Beautiful bit of green. So we get down the bottom and the right turn. It says it's Wilmot Road, but that's the C132, which is Cradle Mountain Rd. And if we continued on that, which we're not going to, we're going to go on a little bit, that'll take us back to Tulla almost. So all these roads link. It's unreal. In actual fact, this exact road was part of last visit's Tulla Loop we did. And we did it in this direction we're doing now. So that's why this year's Tulla Loop was in the reverse direction. And as soon as you get out of Wilmot, guess what? You're riding quality road again. So a bit of a wind down before we get to the road that we don't know how to pronounce. Cethana Rd? Cethana? I'm going to go off Cethana. Cethana. I don't think anyone's travelling to Cradle Mountain today because we haven't seen a car on this road. You're not going to see much there at all, that's for sure. We've been in worse conditions than this, but 1 January we had to buy beanies, we were so cold. At the visitor centre, you used to be able to ride your bike all the way to the top or to the short walk from where you'd park your bike, but you can't now. You've got to get a bus, part of your ticket. Yeah, you can sneak up before 8 AM, I believe, or I know, but we could never make that off the ferry, I think, because we always wanted to have breakfast.
This fantastic road still has a 100 km/h speed limit, so one thing you don't want to do is get caught behind a very slow car, because there's only one overtaking place on the whole road.
That. Another MG Tasmanian rental. Lots of big U-turns, 25s on this road. See, that passing that car back there was something that I knew you had to do on that road. Here we go again, there it is again. There's the water. Okay. Okay. $15. This one must be tight. Yeah. And this is another road which is one of Tasmania's bests. We're heading up towards Paradise, past the Barrington Rowing Club. Just a narrow road, but this will take us up to Sheffield. Up here at Paradise they've got the maze, the big maze, which is supposed to be one of the, I don't know, is it one of the biggest mazes? Nice backdrop road there. And that over there in the fog, that's Mount Roland. And you ride round Mount Roland, I think on the other side. Normally, if we didn't turn off onto this road, that's where you could ride round Mount Roland. Another decent road. Some murals right there. It's a Sunday, so Sheffield should be busy. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. Just on 2. So where the Ampole is, turn left. I won't do mine, just do yours.
Sheffield is known as the town of murals, and it has around 200 murals painted across the town. It's a vibrant rural arts community nestled at the foothills of the majestic Mount Roland. We left Sheffield heading for Devonport, but stopping along the way at a car wash to clean the bikes ready for the Spirit of Tasmania. We then went for a bite to eat at the Drift Café at Devonport Beach before heading to the Spirit, waiting to board. And there were stacks of bikes going to be on this boat. There's a link in the notes to the originally planned GPX file and the GPX file of the ride we rode. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Leave us a comment and give it a like.
Keep coming. Lovely job. Thank you for that.